from Eden Park, if you have forgotten.
This is a
normalized.
real life experience, Chief. It's not fiction.
No, this is not fiction. Bah! I'm a devil worshipper.
A lot of people have realized that they don't want to face their issues sober.
Drug addiction is the only place where enemies have a common home.
What's the worst, Mchan, that you have done?
Putting an umbrella stick. You see these umbrellas? She wanted me to put something into an anus while we were having sex.
Hey, Chief. Yeah, I know I've heard stuff, but this one is for the first time.
You get a guy sitting, preparing a line with a condom on already.
Hey, that picture, my man.
When you're doing drugs, you are embracing the forces of darkness.
You went back to this. You know, you keep on referring to Illuminati, and when you were high on something.
The last time I saw someone being raped was before my release in 2021. You understand?
And like, can we safely say drugs were
Especially now, drugs doesn't make high anymore. Drugs makes crazy. Understand? So I need to shoot him, and I need to go back and get the knife and come cut him open.
So why are you being suicidal? What's the issue, Chief?
We will kill you as your brothers.
Danke siyabonga, grace and peace. Dumelanga absheni molweni sanibonani sekuphinde kwaba njalo ngihlale ngithi kanjalo. You know, ngiyacabanga ukuthi sekuyisikhathanyana esincane la. Abantu abaningi bayakhala ukuthi no asenzeni iphinda mzala mhlambe abe yi2 abe yi3 lama outlet lama outfit eninawo as a Skeem GP Foundation. Very soon, I promise. The promise I make is a promise I keep. I had promised ukuthi sizokwenza sure that we deliver. So we are introducing one of our newest and the latest project ezobe leader Harmony wakwampele onewele lakhe uInnocent. So you'll be doing talks centered around into zabantwana besikole and what's affecting the young people. We know they are the future, but those people kuba ngathi kahle kahle seba marginalized bakhishiwe nabo in the system. So we want to make sure that at least we pay attention to Ingosi. We've done our own analysis around Igel, and we saw ukuthi no, there's a dear need and a great need for us to be able to go back and do our best to teach young people to unlearn some certain things. With me again in the building, we say Gladston. I mean, what we've been doing in the past or previously is just to tell stories anyway. So now out here, and also I would like to touch on the issues and the importance of reading, because he wrote a book. So out here, ngicela ubabulise ngoba last time ungathembisa ukuthi uyabuya bakhala over ukuthi Chief, ever since you've been saying he's coming, he is back. Awabingelela uthami.
Good afternoon, listeners. Thank you for allowing me back again. My name is Gladston, Booysen. I'm from Eden Park, if you have forgotten.
Booysen, the need, the importance zomuntu nokubhala istori sakhe, for you to be able to say, I have many flames that have been burning in my life. I want to reduce them into writing. What prompted the idea? What gave birth to the idea of you writing a book?
When remember I said the last time, after burning the cell, they took me to isolation. So in Emakulugut, after a while, it became easier. So I had access to books, and I had access to notepads and things, and P21. So I loved a P21. So I had this idea of writing down everything that I remember, so that one day I can use it against whoever is trying to press me down. So I started to write about what prompted the fire. And initially, I went back days and weeks up until it came to the first day that I went to prison. It was a very, very rough sketch. There was nothing in it because I didn't understand how to write a book. And I didn't even know that it was a book. So I just had this manuscript that I brought with me from prison. It was one of the only things. I think I only brought three things with me from prison. It was my ticket, it was this book, and then it was some money that I had, my cash that I had in prison.
So the foundation of Gladston, when you came back from prison,
Yeah,
it was solely formed on the basis, the card, the ticket,
yeah,
the orange ticket. Do you still remember the prison number?
yeah.
Mine is 21304597. When you Google me, Mhlaba wonke, you'll find the scheme. What was your prison number?
It's 217063621.
021.
Yeah.
Nice one.
No, 2017.
So these are three things now. Okhuluma ngazo.
Yeah.
It was money, it was the ticket, and the manuscript.
Yeah.
All right. So in manuscript, do you believe that you are using it as a manual? Because everything in life has a manual. A fridge,
Yes.
it's got a manual. A car in a manual.
It's a manual, Themba. Everything in the manuscript is about me, about no one else. So I would go back to read. Let's say if, for instance, I remember something, or I see something, or I hear someone say something, and then I go back to the manuscript because I remember that even I dealt with this. You understand? So I always go back.
Yeah.
I will not stand and tell a child that this is the right way when I know that is the right way. So I always I like to point them out to the fact that I wrote about this, and it is a big thing for me. Sorry, it is a huge thing for me. I try to tell everyone that I feel this is an important person, that I wrote a book.
Yeah.
I wrote a book about my Kasi Eden Park. I wrote a book about drug addiction. And I wrote a book about prison. Because maybe these three aspects that I wrote about, not maybe, it is not the same for everyone.
Yeah.
What I went through in prison, what I went through as a drug addict, and what I went through in life in general is far different from what anyone went through. Anyone had hardships.
Yeah.
But for instance, yesterday I went to a drug campaign in Rustenburg yesterday, and there was a lot of recovering drug addicts just like me.
Yeah.
So we share a common purpose. And when we share horror stories, these things that we went through, we call them horror stories. When we share horror stories, I can relate when someone says that they used to wake up at night, 12 o'clock at night, after having been sleeping for 2 to 3 days, brush their teeth, wash the face, eat enough for a few days, and just go. And sometimes they would find themselves talking to things, talking to something that you can touch. But a few moments later, there's nothing. The drugs is so dangerous that it brings you in direct contact with the devil. Now, this is my opinion.
Yeah.
This is what I know, what I went through. I used to see this giant thing, I don't know how to call it, when I'm high. And it would draw me and lure me to places that I don't know. I used to go to the graveyard there you see there on the main road, the Palm Ridge Road. I stay near there.
Yeah.
The graveyard, the old graveyard there in Pola Park.
Yeah.
I used to go there without knowing. I used to wake up in the morning or come to my senses. I'm there, and here's the side plate that I've been smoking out of, and it feels like I still have that yearning for the conversation, for the drive I had last night. But then there's no one. I'm alone. There was this lady.
By the
She's
cemetery there.
at the cemetery.
Cemetery. So weren't you scared when you were going there, or you were seeing things?
I was seeing
Illusions?
things. I
Yeah.
was seeing things. There's this cherry that I know. She's still stuck in addiction. I can't find her. I told myself that when I become sober, she's one of the people that I'm going to try and help out of addiction. You understand? I always, when I always meet her, I always, but it doesn't happen every day. It happens once in 6 months. When I come out of the house, I'm so high that I meet her talking to the friend or relative of this thing that I'm talking to. And we end up in the cemetery. Do you understand? When the sun comes out, it never happened to me, but when the sun comes out, she becomes scared, I mean. She's always crying. She's staying in Palm Ridge, so we always hurry when it's the sun comes up in the morning. We always hurry to our home. The windows are always closed in a room. The door is very dark inside, and we would sit there. Understand? So I chose that over
This
a
is
normal
a
life.
real life experience, Chief. It's not fiction.
No, this is not fiction.
Okay.
This is not fiction.
Yeah, I wanna get it clear because there are a lot of questions here. These 3 cameras here.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. As individuals, we had different experiences, especially with drugs. It was during drugs, like I said previously. I'm coming out of a house. My mother is a prayer warrior. It was taboo to talk about the devil.
Yeah.
But it was during my tenure as a drug addict that I got to openly sit and smoke with people who served Satan, people who were open about the fact that they were Illuminati.
worshippers, yeah.
Yes. And it eases on you. They don't come out and tell you, bah, I'm a devil worshipper.
Yeah.
Bah, I'm a 666.
They give you signs.
It eases on you. The situation, the platform, everything about the what is going to happen is so inviting that you allow it. You find yourself. I found myself in many situations where there were sexual orgies.
Hey.
With one lady, then we are 4 or 5, 6 guys sometimes, and it would go on and on and on and on. She doesn't get tired. She wants more and more and more.
Okay, right there. Let's park it right there, Chief. This is very important now. You're talking something very important. So apparently when people are high, Chief, a lot of them, they don't get erection. So you are talking about erections and stuff. Some are saying, no, this is when now you become a bull, Chief.
Yeah. Both statements are true. There's a
Okay.
time when you don't get it up at all.
Yeah.
You don't get it up at all. You can do whatever. But
Yeah.
in my mind, then it is it is as strong as a horn. Only in my
You're
mind.
seeing things, yeah.
In reality, it doesn't get up at all. But then again, you get times, like I'm saying, that's why I'm making relation to these ladies. There are certain ladies when they are around, it gets up for everyone without any enhancement. It gets up, it stays up.
The ladies are Viagra.
Yeah, they are. You
They stimulate you.
yeah, I needed to get sober to understand.
Yeah.
Only now there's a difference between darkness and light.
Yeah.
Those things, this cherry would make an exclamation and saying, "It's nice here by Loomer." You don't understand what loomer is. Ek is 'n loomer.
Mm.
Ek is aan die loomer. And then they would make the signs and things. But you don't understand what is happening.
Let's not pass there, my man. The lumar, my man.
Yeah.
Success doesn't know what's a lumar. What is that?
Loomer is a short, it's an abbreviation that they use for Illuminati.
Ish.
You understand?
Oh.
So while having sex with the lady, she would say, I'm a loomer and things like that. But you don't understand then.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Mm.
I always say to people that you don't understand what addiction is up until you become sober. And only when you're sober, now you understand what addiction is. That's why it is so difficult to get someone who is addicted to drugs out of addiction. Because they don't see a problem, they don't see something or anything wrong with where they are then. Do you understand? So we would go on for days with one lady. Do you understand? She don't get tired.
The energy.
The energy is there. Whoever gets tired is the one who is going out to go buy drugs and come back. Do you understand? That is the only time that you get to rest.
Yes. You know what you're talking about, my guy? I'm getting goosebumps because it is very important. You know, people are naive, people are ignorant, people are arrogant. People don't want to zoom into real issues. And a lot of people have realized that they don't want to face their issues sober. So when you are drunk, you are seeing the picture is very gloomy.
Yeah.
You're seeing gray areas. So when this was a color film, you saw it it was very clear. Ukuthi, when you see the grave, did you at some point, maybe something says to you, you are nearing, you are closing, the road is closing in, you are yielding towards the grave? Because you when you get high, you go to the graveside.
Yes. I never felt like dying, like I was ever going to die. If I can say it in that way. The more I smoke, the more alive I feel. But you must understand the illusion. The thing that I'm chasing here is when I got introduced to drugs, there's this certain sensation that I felt. And the first few times or months, for some people, the first few years, you feel that. And then every other sensation after that is chasing that thing that you felt the first time. You can't find it.
Yeah.
So you will just use more and more and more and more drugs. So I cannot feel like I'm nearing the end because I have so much to.
You're youthful and vibrant.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why you find someone, you walk past someone, and then when you drive on the freeway, you see him again. When you come to Kasi, you see him again. Do you understand? There are all these issues. I'm only talking about myself.
Yeah.
There was COVID. There's this thing that we are talking about. There is not one drug addict that I know of that has died of COVID.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Babies has died, healthy babies, healthy youth, grown-ups, old people, but no drug addicts. But no one is asking the question why. So it is bothering me. But why? Do you understand? You don't find drug addicts killing each other. Do you understand? You find gangsters killing each other, but you don't find rock bottom drug addicts killing each other. Drug addiction is the only place where enemies have a common home.
Yeah.
You will come into a lolly lounge and find, these are not enemies. Weren't these people fighting yesterday? They are sitting, smoking out of the same pipe.
Yes, you speaking like one lady I interviewed here. She said she spoke about something, a lolly for a dolly.
Yeah, lolly for a tolly.
Yeah.
Yeah, lolly for a tolly means one drag, one
round.
One round.
Ah.
Yeah. So the queens, they call them the queens.
Yeah.
They call them Beyonces. You will always hear they call themselves drug addicted ladies, call themselves either Beyonce or Rihanna or Lady Gaga. They call themselves these names.
Once they are high, they become super women.
They become super entities.
Is that?
Yeah. So I will spend all of my money on a lady. Pick her up in the morning and spend, let's say I have 2,000 rand to spend. I will spend 2,000 rand in the morning, 9 o'clock, pick her up until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And when I'm done, after the sex, after everything that we did,
Yeah.
and you must understand, when I say the sex, there is no limit.
Yeah.
There is no limit. These ladies will teach you things that you don't or even see on TV. You
Yeah.
don't realize that, can those things be done?
Yeah.
You understand?
What's the worst, Mchan, that you have done? When because you are saying it could be and just one lady times 6 men, and then you are doing the orgies and stuff. What is the worst? I know it's explicit.
Yeah.
This is the only platform that talks about these things. We want the real truth here.
I don't know if it's the worst. I can't remember now the
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah.
But something explicit that I have done or was allowed to do
Yeah.
was putting an umbrella stick. You see these umbrellas that comes with the wooden
Wooden, handle.
handle.
Mm.
So she wanted me to put something into an anus while we were having sex.
Mm.
Do you understand? So that was that. And
So she just wanted something up.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. They said close both holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's
how
what
they
it's
call
called.
it. Yeah, close both holes. And there's a way that you have to pull a jaw down.
Jaw dropping. So you put your fingers and pull the jaw.
You put your hand in.
Yeah.
You are standing at the back, so you have to pull it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Hey, Chief. Yeah, I know I've heard stuff, but this one is for the first time. All right. So what does that do now? It actually amplifies the
Stimulates, yes.
feelings and
Yes. Like I'm saying, when I'm done with her by 5 o'clock, wherever we are, one of the requirements back when I was in EDIC was in the room where we go, there must be a face cloth, a bar of soap, and a Vascom.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So when she's done there in Vaseline or something to Gobisa, so when she's done there,
Yeah.
I leave, she freshens up,
Yeah.
and another one picks her up.
Come.
So when I come back to the party, 12 o'clock tonight, I will meet her. Someone is still busy with her.
Ready to carry on and continue.
Carry on. Mostly you find this position that they a posture that they
When
have
they're
on the
sitting.
bed. No,
Yeah,
on the bed,
on the
laying
bed,
naked.
yeah.
It is so inviting that like you were asking now, but they said when you're smoking you can't get it up. It is so inviting that it comes up. Then also
When you see that position, my man, it's on, eh?
it's on.
Yeah.
But now the Pakistanis, hey, they are demonic. Those people, they came with second-hand, low-class Viagras.
Yeah.
It's 10 rand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would pop 4 or 5 of those pills
One time.
one time. So
Yeah.
already the crystal meth or kit that I'm smoking is pushing my adrenaline to go very, very fast. Plus that,
yeah.
So that is why I would park Mdovu here outside and go in. But the way my mind is rushing, I would come out and walk from leaving the car here and walk from here until Alberton to go and withdraw money and come back. You understand? You cannot concentrate on one thing. Mostly you can concentrate on smoking drugs and having sex.
Yeah.
In that situation.
Yeah.
But someone else will tell you, but I never do that. I always say then you were never addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
If you didn't see the dark side, you were never addicted to it. Do you understand? Maybe you were just socially, maybe you were still in crash. You understand? But there is a big school for drug addicts. Do you understand? Then there's the time when you feel so sad that you are suicidal. I tried, I think, 3 or 4 times.
To kill yourself?
Yes.
So why are you being suicidal? What's the issue, Chief? You feel like it's the end of the world?
Skeem, there's just this feeling that comes over you, like the feeling I had when I burned down the cell. There's just this feeling that comes over you.
Mm.
Uh, I I don't know if I can put it on the same bar as feeling sad,
Mm.
because when I'm feeling sad,
Yeah,
I feel sad and snap out of it.
yeah,
Do you understand?
yeah.
Or if a car comes past it, or loud noise or something, it I snap out of it. But when you are in that feeling,
Mm.
you have that feeling. I don't know how to explain it.
Mm.
Uh, the first time I mixed detergents, bleach, washing powder,
Mm.
chase fluid, closed my eyes and I drank it. The only thing it did, I had diarrhea. Everything,
Success.
everything
Ifoni
out.
yami le Chief. Oloku bamba ifoni yami la Chief. Letha la ifoni yami. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So the second time I ate glasses, broken glasses. I tried shooting myself. The gun didn't go off. I tried shooting myself the last time. And then I tried burning myself in the cell. So I cannot say what I'm feeling then. Mostly it is because of what someone else did to me. So I'm blaming someone else. This was the head of prison that pushed me to the, but maybe I have underlying issues. I don't know. I don't know what the real underlying issue is. I don't want to touch on the fact that maybe it was about my father or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, I didn't start doing drugs when I realized that I have a problem. My father is absent. Do you understand? I started using drugs because drugs was introduced to something as something beautiful to me. So I was on the jive. We were doing ecstasies. Hey, Kanda is a nice thing. Do you understand? Everyone was doing it. Kid, everything was nice up until 15 years later. I fell rock bottom. Do you
Is
understand?
there ever a time when someone is listening to, maybe a motivational speaker, a preacher, a pastor, a bishop, and you really feel good this man or this person is
It's
making
talking to
sense?
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, mostly. But how can I put it now? You are not always in a setting where someone is going to motivate you. The only motivation you have is the people that is around you here. So there is a certain conversation that comes up, and that conversation will be for the whole day. So the only way that someone can be encouraging is when you see it on TV and you are alone. Do you understand? But it is like wanting to quit drugs. It happens so fast that it is you can't grab on it. You
Do you
understand?
ever think about your families, guys? I'm asking you now in the past or previously.
Yes.
I'm putting you back on the spot. Do you ever think about your family? If you've got a child, think about your child. If you've got an active business, think about your business. Something outside of what you're doing.
There's no time.
Mm.
There's no time. Uh, being an addict is like signing a contract. It's like going into a relationship, an honest relationship with someone. Do you understand? No one else is allowed or welcome. You understand? So I realize sometimes, I remember when I see them in the street that these are my children. I have a family, I have a mother, I have brothers, but only when I see them. Do you understand? Uh, we have this thing, according to me, when you become addicted to drugs, you don't just become addicted to drugs. You become addicted to manipulation also. So you manipulate every situation so that it may work
In your favor.
in your favor. Uh, there's nothing that I think or feel that my family can help me with right now. But if I need to steal something from them, I will go there and I will come with an excuse that I need help. I need to go to a rehab and make them laugh, and then I take something and I leave. Do you understand? If I find my children in the street, I will make empty promises to say, I'll come see you. here's 20 rand, I'll come see you and tell your mother to call me. I need to come give you money. But 6 months later, I see them again. You understand? There is, if you are addicted, there is no time to be responsible. There is no time to be an addict. I mean, a parent or a responsible person. Because all the time, all the effort, all the responsibility goes into being an addict. It's not easy being an addict. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. Now, just imagine, I need to risk every day for buying drugs. So if I go with this adrenaline right now to hijack a car or to do a house robbery or a business robbery, uh, the adrenaline that I get out of this or from the scene takes me straight to Snyman. Do you understand? And from Snyman, I must go to a Honshi because after the first line or first hit, automatically my mind tells me that they are coming, they are looking for you. They might find you, go hide yourself. So there is no time for me to go to my children or to go see my family, to go see my mother. Do you understand? It works like that. They can't call me because if I find a phone on in the rounds, I take out the SIM card and go buy a new SIM card at the Makulas. So I don't have a number that they can contact me on.
Chief, you must be a doctor. You know, when we listening to people talking about stuff in Africa, if there's one thing that we are terrible of, we don't want to document our stories. That is why even the culture is eroded, you know, bit by bit, because people forget. If there's one thing that, you know, let me put it this way, for lack of a better word, white people have done. You are seeing statues all over. This is Van Riebeck, this is Van Niekerk. You would see them all over because they wanted to make sure that they document all the stories. They would rather, you know, pop up monuments, things that you can point in your direction to say this is what happened. If we can write stories like your story and document them the way you're saying it, because the podcast, it is the biggest thing, or this, we call it a phenomenon. It's the biggest beautiful thing that has ever happened to social media. It's not like where they are talking about sensationalism. When you get to ENCA, when you get to ETV, they'll be saying, no, we don't talk about this and that.
Yes.
On the podcast, we are touching life at every possible point there where we can. But thank you so much, because I'm really enjoying this conversation. But now, just to take you back a bit, you know, the issues of sexuality or sex per se. What happened then if only to find that some people are their sexual orientation, it's on another level. This one decided to be gay, this one decided to be a lesbian. You find yourself in the same particular room or in the same space.
Honestly, I have been in rooms with gays, with lesbians. Um, they there are these two guys from my kasi who buys drugs for straight men. They who buys rums and sound for their cars and things for sex. Do you understand? But ever since I came out of prison, I'm so scared to be connected to same sex because of now I'm coming from prison, which means you were molested in prison. I'm so scared of that I don't touch them. They know about me, I know about them. They must I always have a gun, so they know me as the person with the gun. So they always away from me. And you know, gays are very cautious people. But I don't have a problem with them. That is their choices, their decision. So as long as they stay away. But I also know of lesbian ladies. There's this specific lady who is openly a lesbian, but she would invite. I was invited twice or thrice. I was invited by her once, and the other times I was invited by her and her girlfriend, her partner.
I'm interested in that, Chief. Those people are anxiety touch not because they understand them to be playing for this team. The next thing now, we are there.
We are there.
Yeah.
It happens.
So now they become straight now. When you come,
when I come,
there's no alternative. That is
there's
why
no
they're saying, we'll
alternative.
just use whatever we have.
Whatever.
disposal.
Yeah, Do you understand?
Mm.
But it is almost as if they make you sign this
NDA.
yeah, this
Non-disclosure.
non-disclosure.
Yeah, memorandum
Yeah,
of understanding.
yeah. So whenever this happens,
Yeah.
this is between us. And in fact, they yeah, the lesbians are the ones that gave me this life lessons. You know, if something is nice
Yeah.
and you go and tell everything about this thing that is so nice,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you are not going to enjoy it anymore because everyone else is going to have that. So it's better you keep quiet about this.
It's a code now.
Yeah.
Secret code.
Yeah, so it's the secret code. So I chose not to tell anyone, not even my best friend knew.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Mm.
I wait for calls. It happens. They were doing drugs, but they were doing drugs socially. So maybe at the end of the month when they got paid, they would not come if I invite them to parties like that. You understand? They do it on their terms, but still they were doing drugs.
So when you're calling it a party, now we have 4 to 6 souls here or individuals
Yeah.
who are high in every possible way
Yes.
or in every sense of the word. So when we are talking protection, when we are talking protected sex,
Yeah.
what happens then? Because remember, everyone is high. We are
Yes.
not thinking straight. Adrenaline is pumping.
Yeah.
The heart rate has increased.
Yeah.
The feelings are amplified. So, do you ever think about any, whether Rough Rider, whether it's Jurex, whether whatever?
There's a steer boy.
Mhm.
There's always a steer boy.
Yeah.
Like
Ice boy.
even in the crew.
Mhm.
When you come from Josie, there's a steer boy.
Yeah.
Take the car, go do that. If you are with ladies, go buy that for the ladies. Do you understand? So the steer boy, his job is to make sure
Yeah.
that there is enough condoms. Clinic, police station,
Where?
there's always, wherever you pass. Sometimes I will buy you a bag of Kate or Crystal for a pack of condoms. Do you understand? It works like that. Waiting in the line.
Yeah.
You get a guy sitting, preparing a line with a condom on already.
Hey, that picture, my man. You are graphic. I'm thinking about that picture. Hey.
Yeah, that's the reality of it. That's where I'm coming from. That's
Yeah.
where I used to be.
Yes. So tell me, there's someone who's asking there to say, this gentleman, he's so sincere, he's so genuine, but I want to understand, has he moved on with the life? Because people in Afrikaans, ne, there's a terminology there in prison. When they see you, they say, they
Yeah,
so the long is it only man.
Yeah.
So maybe when they see you, they say, this one is gray. So when
Drunk.
yeah, exactly. So in terms of moving on with the partner, currently and many other people, because of course it's your testimony. It's like when you become a priest, a preacher, or a certain prophet or bishop, you talk about your past.
Yes.
That's how people they find healing or a closure, for that matter. So what do you ever think about? And now these other people or the current who is there now to say, she hasn't. This story of mine, it's something else. Do they encourage you to speak out loud so that you come to a place of perfect peace? Because talking about it, you are simply saying, I am signing a single trip, no return. I'm no longer going back to that dark hole.
There are people who have been around me for a long time, but they only know parts of me that they know. I always had a persona. I always had an alter ego. So when I'm with them, I'm this person. When I'm with those people, I'm that person. I'm different people. So by chance, it always comes out, and people wants to know more. So lately, everyone that hears about all these stories, because now I can make references. I can say this happened while I was with that person, and it's someone that you know, and this happened while I was with you and with that person. So whenever, especially, I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking, so I'm never at a party. But these people, when they are at parties, the conversation would come up. Hey, that guy, Remember, me and him, we used to do. He says, "You were, yeah, we used to do." So now they are coming. It's putting a stew in one pot. Hey, but this guy, this one person, he was doing all this. Do you understand? So people they are coming out to encourage me to speak about this, because I had a problem recently with someone who was talking about prison, who said that when they came to prison, their friend was raped repeatedly in front of them for the whole night. But now there's a boy that hears that. There's a boy that is so hurt, and he thinks that this is what I want to put my family through, and I'm going to do something so that I can go to prison. And you will end up like me, going back always to prison, because it doesn't happen that way. So I want to just correct that statement. Even a rape in prison is being discussed in the ranks. You cannot be someone who's at the gates and you come out and rape someone. We will kill you as your brothers. There's a code. Do you understand?
You don't break that brother's
You
code.
you cannot. Not anyone can do anything in prison. Things are being discussed in the boardroom first. Do you understand? Yes, there are
There's a
rapes.
cabinet there. There's a
cabinet,
minister. There's
yeah.
a MEC and MMC.
Yeah.
That rectors, the HODs.
Yeah. Do you understand? So a general worker can't just come and make decisions here, or come and do something that is supposed to be discussed by the directorship. Do you understand? So I wanted to correct that it doesn't happen that way. Yet rapes are it happens every day in prison. In Boksburg, I saw almost 10, 20 rapes. I had no part in it, but I saw it. When it comes to the table, I have to second it. I have to veto it, because what if tomorrow I need something? What if my brother gets arrested and he comes to prison and I need to protect him, and the number says that you have no family, you have no friends, so you cannot protect him? Do you understand? So I need to co-vote, co-sign with something wrong, so that I have ammunition for something if I need to do something tomorrow. Do you understand? It works like that's how I experienced it in prison. So if you come out, especially in trial there's no rapes. In trial there's consensual sex, because in trial you have nothing, then everyone that has something will give it to you for sex. And maybe when you're giving sex in trial, you don't understand that this is consensual. Do you understand? But you are consenting when you are taking things from people.
Yeah.
And in Pantitskap, there are relationships. Because like I said, what I know, if a new one comes in and is affiliated to no one, then anyone can go and collect him. Do you understand? So it is going to be the decision of that new one in which hell is going to end up with who. Do you understand? So we know, if I see someone with Themba, I already know that I must stay away from that person. That person is affiliated to Skeem Foundation.
Yes,
It works
sir.
like that. So you just can't come out and rape someone. I saw the last time I saw someone being raped was before my release in 2021. And it is to date one of the most brutal rapes of another man that I saw. They raped him. There's this guy, he's a 28. He's a Gunya of the 28, so he's staying opposite my cell. We have an understanding, we respect each other, we know how to talk when something is wrong, to avoid unnecessary issues, because obviously we are staying in single cells, and 4 and and 1 is going to kill you, because being in the cell for 23 hours is far more worse than being beaten up by a cop. So this one day is looking for Amalala Rocha.
Yeah.
So you know there are these
That
people.
yellow pill.
That yellow
big
pills.
one.
Yeah, you know there are
Hey.
people that gets this prescription from the clinic in prison. So one day he was looking for that. There's this boy that was transferred from juvenile. A beautiful white in complexion boy from Soweto. So he's 21 now. So he was transferred from juvenile to Amamboza. But he's still a maximum. So now he must come to further charge so that they can transfer him. You understand? And the draft is very slow in Boksburg. So he comes to this outie. And this outie, this outie is fast. So we come together as camps. Hey, I see this boy this boy, I'm taking this one. Stay away from him. Sharp. So I will call my boys and tell them, no scave there by that one, you give him nothing. Stay away from him. You understand? For the sake of territory. So this one day, this guy's name is Ntwana. Ntwana is looking for Lala Rocha. But we don't take him serious or mind about it. Lala Rocha, maybe he just wants to sleep. The next morning, when they count us, we must come out of the cell and stay next to the door. So if you stay alone, obviously you will stand aside. If you are two in the cell, one the side of the door, one that side of the door. So this boy didn't come out. And the Khata went in. When the Khata went in, he's sleeping. When they open the sheets, he's full of blood, but he's asleep. So that Lala Rocha is still
Still on,
yeah. So when they woke him up, that boy fell from, he was sleeping on the scaffold on top. He fell down because he couldn't use his legs. They had to bring a stretcher and put him on a stretcher, and he went out to Beto Hospital for stitches. Do you understand? That is one of the things that our children, that boys in school should know. His dignity. Do you know what was created? Ntwana created an animal by raping that boy. Ntwana, he was waiting draft. His sentence was life and something. And he got another life for raping that boy.
Yes.
Pinky then published give him life there by a region of 5 years. So he has double life in some odd years. But it doesn't make a difference because now he has created a monster. This boy is either going to be everyone's woman, or this boy will have to defend himself and be affiliated with a number and go out and defend himself, because even if he joins rough trees, the rough trees will want to sleep with him. Do you understand? Because we know that this one was raped, this one is open. So the only way now for him to survive is to go and hurt someone, kill someone. Do you understand? What about when he comes home? He had a beautiful family.
Yeah.
Do you understand? He had a girlfriend with a child. So what is going to happen to him now?
So, but what happens to normal and ordinary men in prison when you decide to say, now I'm going to convert another man and make him my wife? And furthermore, or over and above that, they would go to an extent of, speaking out loud to say, I would kill for this bum or for these buttocks.
Yeah. In the cult, when the cult, the satanic cult started, they are talking about 1836, nah?
Yeah.
In the number.
Yeah.
So I'm calling it a cult. So in the cult, there was Nongoloza was there, the 27 guy was there, the 26 guy was there. I was there as the rough tree. I was also there. So we had spots in the cell. Openly, I said, I just don't bother me. I want to make a hole where I can run away from. Do you understand? You got the 26 just wanting to gamble and one Dacha, and the 27 playing with knives. But the 28 ones, he said, I will die for this boy.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So when he says he will die for this boy, he means that he will die for that boy. Do you understand? This is the number.
Yeah.
I will die for this boy. So You will not just die for this boy. You will do anything for that boy. I mean, it is only obvious if someone comes into your yard and come act as if it's his yard, you will react. So obviously, they don't just go out and kill people for little boys, but the number clearly states that this is what is going to happen if you bother us. So because like in everything else, there's corruption. The number has been rearranged to fit certain people.
Yeah.
You find it Air Force 3 who has got a wife in prison. When are you going to run away when you have a small boy?
Mm.
Do you understand? 26 doesn't go and rob or steal. He has a girlfriend.
And the number does not allow that.
The number doesn't allow that,
So they
but
manipulated the number.
they
Actually.
manipulated the number to
Yeah.
allow that.
Yeah. Okay. Now, just before we conclude and we wrap it up, you went back to this. You know, you keep on referring to Illuminati, and when you were high on something, and also, please, man, if you don't mind, I want us to educate people in terms of all of these names, and they are telling you, good to know they've got different functions.
Yeah.
If you smoke this one, it gives you these, you know, or this sensation or these effects. If you smoke this one, also does the opposite. So I want to know all these types of drugs and the effects as well that they have in your brain and how you are thinking after you are high. But that obviously versus this occult. Now you embracing the forces of darkness.
When you're doing drugs, you are embracing the forces of darkness because everything that you do is aligned with darkness. I will not smoke and go to church. I will not smoke and open up the Bible and preach. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Kid, I was introduced to Kid on a day when I was very drunk. So Kid is the same as Coke. Coke takes you to a certain place. I don't know where that place is. You are so nicely high that nothing matters around you. It feels
You're
as
not
if
bothered, actually.
you are not bothered.
don't
You
see
are in a
danger.
galaxy. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong. Now, Ket is the same effect. Ket is the cheaper version of Coke. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
Ket makes you feel the same. But smoking it extensively makes your body moves while you stand.
You become a robot.
You become a robot.
Yeah.
So crystal the same. Crystal keeps you sober. I mean awake, not sober, awake.
Yeah.
So the first time I smoked crystal meth, and crystal makes you illusionate. After smoking crystal for about 3-4 days without sleeping, only drinking, without eating or bathing for that matter, we started to see the trees are moving. You're sitting still and concentrating on something, and then the tree would come from there until here. Do you understand? So there is a certain mental capacity that comes with using drugs that you possess. They say those are uppers. When you want to come down, you have to smoke ndanda. Do you understand? So I always had a notion of how useless can this be? I want to go up there, and when I'm there, I want to rush down. I'd rather stay there. Do you understand? But still, the thing is, you won't easily hear about God. You won't easily hear people talking about God. But there will be signs and actions to let you know that this is darkness where you are right now. One day, I came out of the house with the gun in the hand. There's this guy that is busy digging holes. He wants to take out copper wire. And out of nowhere, I'm telling this guy that I have to sacrifice you. Do you understand? So I need to shoot him, and I need to go back and get the knife and come cut him open. But I don't know what for. And lucky, I don't know what I did. The gun jammed and he ran away. And when he was in a distance, I was trying to shoot at him, but I didn't hit him. I remember that. I remember coming out of the house one day and I was not attacked. I was taken by this big, I don't know how to call it. It looks like a cloud or something. There's no name to it. It makes me, when I walk, I can walk in the air.
You were elevated.
I'm elevated when I speak in a different voice. I scare people. When people see me, they move out. Do you understand? I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. When I come, when there's especially newborn babies, when I come into the house, the babies will always scream frantically. "Ah," up until I leave. What are you doing to the children? I didn't understand then that whatever I
Heavy.
am
Yeah.
carrying around doesn't
You
sit
carry a
well
spirit.
with the spirits of these children or these people. Do you understand?
And like, can we safely say umuntu obhema ama-drugs uyahlanya kahle kahle?
Yeah. Especially now, drugs doesn't make high anymore. Drugs makes crazy. Do you understand? You can start using drugs today, you will be rock bottom by next week. Do you understand? So drugs is the devil's fastest growing commodity. The devil uses drugs to break up families. There is no standing family to date where there is a drug addict. There is no community that is not affected by drug addiction, yet no one talks about it. But everyone is talking about the ANC being useless. Everyone is talking about heists. Everyone is talking about load shedding. But no one is talking about the biggest problem currently. The biggest problem.
Yeah, no, what a conversation. Just before we wrap up, you're still tuned into Against the Wall, Themba Lukhele, no Gladston. You know the way see the conversation. Ngibuyela omnye umqondo manje, how we got into contact. God works in mysterious ways. Maybe you can tell them how we met and what happened in that relationship. The very same particular guy, the role that he played in your life. A very good friend of mine. He's a man of he's a lawman. He's a lawmaker.
He's a law officer.
Yeah.
His name is Leslie.
Yes.
Yeah, they know him as Son.
Yeah.
So Son is from my community. He's a metro police officer. We hijacked the BM. We sold it to the buyer. The buyer sent his driver. We got our money, but the front number plate was hanging. So when Son came with a double up coming into Eden Park, that guy was leaving the same way. And Son stopped him. He jumped out of the car and he ran away. So obviously Son had to call in the nearest police station, Eden Park police station. They called in forensics. They came to dust the car. They found my fingerprints on the car. So I was still on the run then. When they found but one of the cops that I was working with, that I was always giving chocho, he told me, hey, we have a case here, a hijacking case with fingerprints. There's no way to steal this one. Everyone is talking about this one. Which one? Nay, the witness here is Son. So I always send messages to him. I want to meet him, but my co-accused in this case, who they also found his fingerprints, his son's cousin, and he tells Son, hey, that man says he's going to kill you. So I ran that away for about 10 years. Yes, it was 2008 and 2017. I got sentenced for that case when they caught me with other cases. So Son came to court
to testify.
To testify. Hey, and he testified the way he got the car, and he said to the magistrate, hey, Your Honor, you need to sentence this guy. I'm scared of this guy. This guy is going to kill me. Everyone is telling me that this guy is going to kill me. And the way that I was looking at him also, I think even the court could see that, hey,
you want his blood.
I want this one's blood. Because I feel now that, man, you are picking on me. I know big big policemen, and they were taking money. Who are you? And you are not even a real cop. You are a metro police officer. Do you understand? So I went to prison, and I came out of prison. And when I came out on parole, um, I met with him one day. So when I came out of prison, I opened up a um a foundation kind of an NPO. Pain drove me to worship, and so I started with a few people a food drive, a feeding scheme, because there are some children that would go to sleep without eating or go to school without eating. So we tried to cover that gap, and he was sponsoring people with food then. So someone gave me his contact and him my contact, and we started to talk, but you could feel that there was tension here. And one day I told myself, nah man, while writing the book, in the book, I came to the part where I was arrested, and I realized that, in fact, I wouldn't have been clean of drugs. I wouldn't have been sober today. I wouldn't have been alive if it was not for this policeman. Yeah. Leslie saved my life. Leslie is the reason I am who I am today. And I should acknowledge him for that. So I sent him a message to thank him. To say thank you, man. I really thank you. I'm becoming a man, a real man. And I realized in becoming a man that I had to apologize to you. You were only doing your job. And I told him about my book. And he said, nah, man, I know Skeem. I know Skeem. Make a video there. Let me send it to Skeem. So this man who I wanted to kill became the person who initially gave me one of the biggest platforms of my life. Became the person who was going to help me save a lot of people's lives. What I initially intended to do. I didn't have a platform. I didn't know how to do this. I didn't even know how this book is going to be published or whatever. I'm just trusting in God. I know the process, something is going to happen. But here I am today. The same message that is in the book, I got to translate the same message, and someone is getting this. And it came about with someone that I hated a few years back.
Dreams, they do become a reality. This one, I'm gonna make it sure. Mina myself, angithi niyangazi ke indoda engayethemba. When I promise, I action, and I make sure ukuthi I'm equal to the task. Thank you, Les. Is a very good friend of mine with tattoos. God, grant you, all the desires of your heart, because I still believe ukuthi we can still do, more when we are working, in this fashion or manner or in this way. So I know there's someone already is answering and responding to the call of God. He's not just here just to blow hot air or just to speak so that you guys listen and laugh. This was a different conversation altogether from all the interviews I've done. I'll make sure we don't repeat. We had to bring him back. I hope no nele manje and the justice is served. So with that said, I want someone who is there, who is Holy Spirit led, who has the spirit of discernment, to send me the number right there on DM. We've got our numbers there. We've got a line to pledge. We've got an account where we can pledge. But I want now someone who works, who says, I've got a publishing house. I want to make sure. Promise me to print and make sure that this book is read all over. So this is going to happen. It's not going to happen after months and months and months with immediate effect. I need someone who's going to be that good Samaritan. I always pray in my prayers as we are signing off and we are out for destiny helpers. Destiny helper is someone who will just give you a shot from nowhere and give you a biggest break of your life. I mean, Moja Love TV today. There's one person, and what I love about that person, they don't want to be known. I got a call from an executive producer to say, Chief, please come here. But there was someone who recommended to Skeem at Moja Love. So it's not just to Skeem today, and I can't be holier than thou big because the spotlight is on me. I always thank God about with the gift of life. So as we go on about our lives, please make sure that you bless someone to bless another person. God cannot come here and bless us. He blesses through other people. That's how we are signing off and we're out. You'll be seeing more of my guy here, Gladston, even in the near future. The videos are going to be trending and he's going to change more lives. We've got a program that we are doing. Bra Oli has started. We are targeting all the guys. You are calling them Mabonyaupes, the delinquents, and. In one family or another, you are infected or affected. Keep well and stay blessed. Unkulunkulu anibusise. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday afternoon. Salute.